Should we move on to the intelligence then, the JIC assessments?
Yeah, that's interesting because when I kept reading them, I kept thinking myself, is this intelligence? It's basically what you've heard somewhere and what somebody else has told everybody, and presumably that's how television intelligence is brought about. So I got feeling it wasn't very substantial, but it clearly was robust. And as we move more and more, whether there was evidence involved in weapons of mass destruction, the conclusions were a little ahead, I think, of what the evidence we had, but perhaps that's the way it is. So I'm curious to have then read the evidence provided, I think, in 2004 by JIC, to look at their recommendations they made to us were frankly wrong and built too much on too little information. I think that was made by a number of the witnesses to you. That was my impression at the time. You know, I just thought, well, this is the intelligence document. This is what you have. It seemed robust, but not enough to justify that you can do that. But so what you do in intelligence is a bit of tittle-tattle here and a bit more information there and a judgment made, isn't it? To be fair.
Did it convince you that Iraq posed a serious and growing threat to the region and to UK and Western interests? You say it wasn't very substantial.
I think Iraq was a threat to the region anyway by its actions, whether it's an invasion in Kuwait or whether it was primarily its war between Iran and Iraq. It obviously was not a very stable situation there, so I didn't need JIC to tell me that. What we were concerned with the intelligence on JIC was to whether he was cooperating with the resolutions from UN in giving information as to whether he was actively involved in weapons of mass destruction. So to be fair to the intelligence agency, when they said in our report, which led in fact to the information produced on the document, that there might something be happening in 45 minutes, they've got this ability, they've got these missiles, you do tend to accept that's the judgment and there must be something in it. I didn't totally dismiss it. I didn't have any evidence to feel that they were wrong, but I just felt a little bit nervous about the conclusions on what I thought seemed to be pretty limited intelligence.